An emotional day in court for the family of Pamela Cabrales, speaking directly to her convicted killer before his sentencing. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Lauren Scafidi. Cabrales was killed in the middle of Colfax after a minor fender bender. 9 News reporter Jeremy Hahola was in court today. And Jeremy, what did the family have to say?
Scene which is happening right now. The judge is actually literally giving the sentencing right now, and we may give that to you in this newscast later. Remy Cordova is expected to receive a life sentence, but it's possible when he receives his sentence he could be paroled in 40 years because he was a juvenile when he was charged and arrested. Cordova was 14 years old when prosecutors say he fired 8 shots into the car driven by Pamela Cabrales over a minor traffic accident. She accidentally bumped into the car he was in at Colfax and I-25 back in February of 2021, nearly 4 years ago. Cabrales was killed at age 32 and left behind a little boy. She was becoming a successful real estate agent at the time and recently bought her first home for her and her son. Cordova was convicted of first-degree murder this past November as an adult. Her family was also in court this afternoon and asked for the full maximum sentence. Many of them spoke to the court this afternoon and described how the killing really devastated their family. Here's what Pamela's brother had to say, along with what Cordova himself just now told the judge.
Every day she chose to live for others, to make a difference, to brighten her son's world, and to bring love and warmth to her family and friends. But all of that was taken from her in one senseless moment, taken by someone who had no regard for the fullness of her life.
But I cannot take responsibility for something that I did not do.
So there, Cordova told the judge that he's not the person responsible for killing Pamela Cabrales. His attorney has indicated to the court they plan to appeal. We're going to jump back in the courtroom now and listen in on the judge. Back to you.
All right, Jeremy, we'll let you get right back to it. Thank you so much. Aurora police are providing new details about an 18-year-old accused of trying to blackmail students over nude photos. APD believes Jameer Bright tried to extort students from 6 area high schools and 2 middle schools, posting explicit photos, then demanding money in order to take the photos down. Aurora police say they first started looking into an Instagram page, posting blurred nude photos of students back in January. Investigators believe Bright was the ringleader behind what they called an exposed Instagram account.
There's exposed type Instagram accounts that pop up, and people will send in pictures that they have of people that they may not like anymore, or maybe it's an ex, and they send it in and they'll say, hey, such and such school exposed site, and then people just submit pictures. I do believe
2 teenagers were also arrested on lesser charges. Aurora police told us because of the nature of the account, they still haven't been able to identify some of the victims, and some victims may not even know that these photos are out there.
The college football award season is turning into the Travis Hunter show. Today, Hunter added AP Player of the Year to his list of accomplishments. CU fans understand the hype because he is a two-way star. First one at CU and really around the country in decades. He's had 15 touchdowns, 4 interceptions this year as the team put up its best record since 2016. Hunter is also one of the finalists for the Heisman Trophy, which will be handed out Saturday night in New York, and 9 News will be there for the event.
We are crossing our fingers for him. Today was a nice one across most of the state. It didn't get warm enough to melt all of the snow from earlier this week, but we're getting close. Corey Reppenhagen is tracking your forecast tonight. Hey, Corey.
Hey, good night to you. We had a really nice sunset tonight following a beautiful day here in downtown Mile High City, where the Avs face-off is less than 2 hours away now. You can watch that on Channel 20 tonight. Temperatures in the 40s here, but we had a really nice day. Let's take a look at the box score here. We made it up to 54 degrees officially here in Denver, 10 degrees above the average high temperature, but nowhere near the record. Even our low temperature of 21 degrees this morning was a couple of degrees warmer than than normal. We're still looking for the first precipitation officially here in Denver for the month of December, and we honestly don't have a lot in the forecast. We have a cold front coming through the state tomorrow. That'll keep our temperatures down, but no precipitation except for in the mountains where we do expect some light snow through the day tomorrow, and we'll be talking about a dry spell that's going to stick around coming up in the forecast.
Thank you so much, Corey. With the resignation of its final officer, the future of Georgetown Police Department is uncertain. The Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office is making sure a law enforcement presence is certain.
County commissioners approved the sheriff's office to take over 911 calls. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch tells us how the agency is accommodating the extra work.
911 calls in Georgetown go directly to Clear Creek County Sheriff deputies.
Yep.
Sheriff Matthew Harris says this is the response to change.
In Georgetown, there's no longer anybody working on the police force.
He says the final town police officer left earlier this year. The resignation followed several others since the shooting death of Christian Glass in 2022. Now, Harris's agency is stepping up.
What we're going to do is we're going to look at call volume, we're going to look at calls for service, we're going to look at their events and their event schedule, and we're going to provide a minimum of 18 hours of law enforcement services to the town.
44 Clear Creek deputies currently respond to an average of 75 to 100 calls for service a week. Though small in size, Harris says the work will be more manageable with 2 or 3 more deputies.
Our office is right in the middle of town, and so we drive through Georgetown on the way to work every day, and so it's not really a heavy lift for us.
Harris says the Georgetown Police Department had a budget to support 4 officers. He plans to use that money for prospective hires.
The residents and the community are going to see us there, and they're going to see us being very proactive.
The sheriff's office will cover the town's calls for service through February and possibly until May. Then it'll reevaluate the future of the department.
We encourage more people to come and work in our community.
Janelle Finch, 9 News.
Well, you are going to want to see this next story. It's about the Colorado captain, a real-life superhero who does hospital visits and helps raise money for charity. His bike broke down on the side of C-470 yesterday morning, and it happened at just a terrible time. The captain was on his way to visit a children's hospital in Highlands Ranch. That's when a Douglas County deputy stepped in, offering to tow the bike personally so the Colorado captain could make it to the hospital.
I'll give you, if you can give me a number, I'll give you my number. You can call me personally. I'll let you know where it is. I'm going to pay for it. No. It's Christmas time, and it's okay. Don't worry about that. I'm not, it's totally fine. Okay. But I can't good conscience leave your bike here.
That is just amazing. The best news, the captain made it to the hospital. We're told that he was able to pick up his bike at a later time too. Incredible.